Hey, everybody, and this is the Nate Echoes podcast, where I pick a question or a topic that's been burning on my mind, and I echo it back to you to see what we can learn together. Interesting questions inspire people, so let's see what happens. This is episode 020. You're an idiot. Awesome. Well, hey, I had this thought the other day. And I wanted to throw it out here and see kind of what you guys thought about it. But I like to be right. Anybody with me? Do you like to be right? I just discovered this. Like, I'm a normal guy where I have no problem admitting that I'm wrong, right? I have no problem doing this in my mind. But when it comes to things that I actually do, I just realized that I really like to be right. In fact, I'll go so far to do things that make me right regardless of the outcome. Here's what I mean by that. I live in Ohio right now, and born and raised OH. If you didn't say IO, you do not know. But this year, it was interesting. I'm looking the date up right now. I am a hardcore Ohio State fan. Hardcore Ohio State fan. Have been, will always be. I bleed scarlet and gray, and I absolutely love it. Let's see, on November 27th, okay? November 27th, so the Saturday after Thanksgiving, the Buckeyes played the Wolverines. Now, if you are not into college football, you can skip ahead a little bit. That's completely fine. But I just want to throw this out there in case you do not know, the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry is the best rivalry. It's the biggest rivalry. It's the most important rivalry in sports history. Not in football history, not in college football history, in sports history. I will argue with this all day. But one of the main reasons why it is one of the biggest rivalries, or the biggest rivalry in sports history, is because it seems like just about every time when one team was clearly supposed to win and they were playing for something crazy, they were playing for something great, some national championship or conference championship, the other one spoiled it, right? The other one comes in and spoils it. And this year, 2021, Ohio State, now Michigan was good too. They were ranked number 7 when they played. Ohio State, everyone's thinking they're going to the championship. They didn't think they had a chance against Michigan, at least most of the analysts and everything like that. They didn't think they had a chance. But Michigan came out and beat the Buckeyes this year. Bittersweet time. The entire time leading up to it, I didn't think that Ohio State was going to lose to Michigan. I think Michigan was going to be able to hang with them offensively. Again, if you've tuned out by now because I'm talking football, it's all going somewhere. But I didn't think that at all. Didn't think that the Buckeyes were going to lose. I was kind of going ahead and moving forward with it. Past this game, it was going to be a good contest that we're going to see what Stroud could do and all of that. However, this year they beat them. So whenever I was talking with everybody before the game, it was just like, man, what do you think the score is going to be? How much do you think the Buckeyes are going to win by? Da-da-da-da-da. But I caught myself the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the boys' last day of school. I walked to school, dropped them off, and there's always a guy there. And his name's Ryan, and I told him, I said, we're talking about the game a little bit. We walked back together after we drop our kids off, and I was like, so what do you think about the game? He's like, they're pretty good. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think Ohio State's going to get beat this year. It just seems like everything's lining up for it. Now, preface this, I did not think that at all. And I left that conversation, see you later, and I was like, man, why did I even say that? I don't believe that, but maybe I was just trying to make conversation or something. Fast forward. After the Buckeye game, we suffer a loss on Sunday at church. I'm talking with somebody, and I'm like, yeah, I called it, man. I knew it. I said, hey, they're going to lose. Didn't even know why. Couldn't even put it down. But, man, I was right. I called it. And the rest of the day, I started thinking, why was that a point of pride for me? Why was it a point of pride for me that I could say I was right? Even though I didn't believe it, but I did say it beforehand. I did say it. My default is I'm right. I think all of this depends on your context, whether it's with family, friends, kids, at work. I would normally say I don't have a problem being wrong, but there's something within me that loves to grab on. Maybe it's some pride or something like that, where I latch on to something and say, no, I called that. I was right. I said the right thing. I did the right thing. I knew what I was saying, whether I meant it or not. It's December 3rd right now, and my kids love to watch Christmas movies. They're all into Christmas. I'm a huge advocate for starting to celebrate Christmas after Thanksgiving, but that's another podcast. And so we've been now that it's after Thanksgiving, we're watching some Christmas movies, and it always takes me back to one of my favorite Christmas movies is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, directed by Ron Howard. Has a great interpretation of that movie and everything. And Jim Carrey is sitting there. He gives an epic performance on the. And one of the things that one of my favorite parts of the movie is when he's sitting in his cave and he's talking to Max's dog, and he's just like, "Oh my goodness, people are terrible," and all this stuff. And he starts saying things, and the cave is repeating them back. The echo that echoes him back to what he's hearing. And he finally yells out, "I'm an idiot!" Right? And expecting the cave to yell back, "I'm an idiot." And now he's right because the cave's an idiot, But the cave yells back, "You're an idiot!" Right? He's like, "You're an idiot. You're trying to just be right. You're trying to just have somebody agree with you." And as I sat there and started thinking about these two things, I enjoy being right so much that I never even recognized it or realized it. And I think that can be a dangerous part. That can be a dangerous piece in our life, especially if we don't recognize it. That when was the last time you changed your mind on something because new facts were presented, right? When was the last time that whenever you sat there and you were talking with people, or the thoughts that you when you were 17, 18, 25, they haven't changed any because you still want to cling on to see, I was right. I was right about the presidential candidate. I was right about the argument that I won or lost with my spouse. I was right about the grade that I should have gotten at school, right? We have these arguments where we say, "No, see, you're doing this. You're in this confirmation mode," right? There's a book, it's called Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets by Andy Stanley, and he has this quote in there, and I absolutely love this. And it says this: "Most of us want to be proven right more than we want to know what is true. We aren't on truth quests, we're on confirmation quests." And when I read that, I was like, holy smokes, how many times am I on a confirmation quest in order to just say, yes, look, I was right? When I should be, and when I think that I'm on truth quest, I just want to be presented with what's true. I want to be true. I want to be accurate more than I want to be right. And that's something that I've been pushing towards, and I think it's best all of us begin pushing toward this idea of pursuing truth rather than pursuing being right. Whenever I was calling the Ohio State-Michigan game, I feel like sometimes if you've ever done an NCAA March Madness bracket, you fill out all the ones that you think are actually going to happen, and then you fill out some other ones. That way you'd say, "Oh, in one of my brackets, I got it right." And so what my goal is going to be is how do I put less emphasis on being right and more emphasis on being wrong? I want to be wrong. 2021 is winding down. I want to be wrong. I want to be proven wrong, not because I'm an idiot, right? But I think if I'm just constantly trying to be right rather than say what's true, say what needs to be honest, speak truth. If I want to be right more than I want to just speak truth, that becomes a slippery slope. So in 2022, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong and sit there and say, you know what? I was wrong on this. I found out new evidence. I discovered truth. I discovered truth in what I was hearing and the information I was allowing in my mind. I discovered truth about what God said, who God says I am. I discovered truth about my friendships, even if that means that I'm wrong. So 2022, I'd encourage you, don't be right. Don't be on a confirmation quest about the things that you've said or the things that you've done. Man, be on a truth quest. Let's seek what's true. Let's seek what's right. Let's see what's going to be beneficial for each and every single person. Put less pride and less stock in, I said it, I called it, I knew it, in me being right, and more in what is actually going to benefit and help people through. Man, thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to be trying to do some shorter segments, and I'm going to be getting back into more regular posting of the podcast. It means the world. Write and review, leave it, share it with somebody. Reach out. I love these conversations where people chime in and they say something that they've done or how it's helping them or give me ideas for new podcasts. I really appreciate it. Hey, make today great. Have a good one.